SoFi investors? Jay here. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, help us grow this channel a little bit. In today's episode, I want to talk about whether or not SoFi is done crashing. Just a couple weeks ago, we were in that $9 range, $9, $9.15, and now we're down in the high sixes and low sevens. So over the last week, it looks like to be some consolidation happening. I was checking out the short interest, and it's kind of stabilized over the last 4 or 5 days. I think shorts at this price point around $7, the risk to reward just isn't there as much as it was when the stock was trading around $9. So that's really good for longs for SoFi. In my opinion, the last 4 or 5 trading days, there hasn't been a ton of volume. There hasn't been a huge spike in short interest. So that is a good sign too. And once we start to consolidate, which I think is what's happening here, over the last, since the 13th or 14th of March, we're kind of trading in that 715 to 685 range. We're not really, moving anywhere up. We're not moving anywhere down. And I think this could be a bottom for SoFi stock. Sure, if Jerome Powell comes out and speaks and says, we're not going to cut interest rates till October or maybe in December, we'll do one rate cut, we might see a 10% move. Maybe we'll get down in that 650 range. But it seems like there's a lot of buyers from retail and institutions in that $6.50, $6.85 range and around $7. I bought another 200 shares. So in my big dog account, I'm up to 3,400. And then I have another 500 or 600 shares scattered around, 150 in my dad's account, 100 in my mom's account. And then what I'm doing with SoFi, the app, anytime I use my SoFi credit card, because I'm in SoFi Plus because I have direct deposit, I get 3% cash back. And that's super dope because I use it for my small business. So I've got in the last 2 years around $1,000 from SoFi and my 3% cash back. So what I'm doing is anytime I get a little chunk of change from a purchase I made, I'm putting it into my SoFi Invest account and just ripping off SoFi shares. As long as SoFi's under $10 a share, I feel pretty good buying shares at those levels. I think it's a great opportunity if you're into selling options. Selling SoFi puts in that $5 or $6 range, you can really even go out far. The premiums are really nice if you did a SoFi put at $5 a year from now. So worst comes to worst, you gotta buy SoFi at $5, but the premiums are between $100 and $150, depending how far you go out. So that's awesome because that means your break even for that put, that cash secured put, is around $3.50. So I'll buy SoFi at $3.50, $4, $4.50 all goddamn day, guys. I won't even think about it. So when a stock crashes on news like the notes did and brought SoFi down into that $7 range, that's the perfect time to sell cash secured puts. Is when a stock that you love, the fundamentals are good, but something happens and the stock price goes down. You want to sell covered calls when a stock does a huge run up. And you want to sell cash secured puts when there's a big downturn on stocks that are fundamentally good, like a Tesla, a Google. If you see a big downslide in those stocks, that's when you want to sell the cash secured puts. And if they do a run up in a short amount of time, that's when you sell the covered calls. Also, another stock that I'm interested in buying at these levels is Chewy. They report earnings tomorrow. Chewy went from around $70 a share into the teens, and the fundamentals of the company are still pretty dang good, man. They're hovering around profitability. Obviously, during recessionary times, people stop spending on pet supplies. But to me, that's the perfect opportunity to buy a stock like Chewy. And I love their company so much more than Petco and any other pet services like Bark. BarkBox is trash, low quality stuff. So I love Chewy. I love their customer service. You actually talk to a real human being when you call them. They have a really good pharmacy if your pet needs any sort of medical supplies or pharmaceutical needs. My dog was diagnosed with diabetes when she was really young, like 2. She's actually in the car hanging out. Say hi, Penny. Say hi, Penny. And she gets her supplies from Chewy every month. She gets her insulin from Chewy. I love Chewy. I love their customer service. I love all the different arms of that business model. So if they get banged up on earnings and drop below $15 a share, I'm going to sell some cash secured puts in that $12.50, $10 range over the next 4, 8, 12 months. And I'm going to slowly accumulate shares. I think that's a great stock for your IRA. But in my opinion, guys, back to SoFi, I think we might be done with this sell-off. I think the bottom might be in. Of course, we can go down another 10%, depending on what Powell says in the next couple days. But you might want to wait to sell those cash secured puts to see what Powell has to say. I think they have to decrease interest rates shortly. Within the next 12 months, we're going to see that first interest rate decrease. It can't go on forever. It's putting a lot of stress on the banks and commercial real estate. So I look for the bottom to be in that $6.50 to $7 range, unless, obviously fundamentals change in the next earnings report. But I don't see that happening. So let me know in the comments below. Are you buying SoFi at this level? Do you like selling the cash secured puts in that $4, $5, $6 range over the next 4, 6, 12 months? I like that strategy, guys. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Say bye, Penny Lane. Say bye. Say bye. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.